Hi YouTube, this is Mall RNY's journey. This is my 1 week post-op update. So first we'll go with the numbers. My high weight was I have some notes down here if you see me keep on looking down. My high weight was 273. My surgery weight was 256. My current weight is 246.2. So that is 9.8 pounds since surgery for my first week, and it is 27.8 pounds since I started this process. So very happy with the numbers, and thinking that I've lost 27 pounds, almost 28 pounds, is already making me feel good, and I'm just week 1, so I'm super excited about that. So I guess I just wanted to come at you guys with just some of the things that I've been dealing with this past week. So the first thing is I know that I've heard some people talk about the fact that after surgery your senses are heightened, and smell being a main one, and I have to agree with that on so many levels, between like good smells, bad smells, and everything in between. And it being Christmas, that my first week post-op, it was Christmas, and so I'm just still on this pure liquid diet still until Monday. I mean, it was doable and I did it. Not saying I wasn't tempted, but I wasn't about to ruin what I have. I still sat at the dining room table with my family when they all had Christmas dinner and socialized, and just enjoyed being there with them instead of also partaking in the food. But also the smells, like, I want my family to feel comfortable with eating in front of me, and not having to hide things. But sometimes when they're cooking, either smells really good or it smells really bad. But like sometimes if they're eating in the other room and I walk in and it's just like, I can't deal. Or like I smell it on their breath and I'm just like, oh my god, you need to take a step back and do something about that, because I can't do that. There's my whole thought on smells. One stressful event, I guess you'd call it, is I have a 3-year-old, and so it was time to make Christmas cookies for Santa. And if it was before surgery, I'd be eating up that cookie dough, and she used to make cookies with me all the time, so that's like her automatic reaction, is to eat the cookie dough, because that's what mommy does. And so she's all about like sticking her hand in the pot, which I'm fine with, and I'm not going to stop her from doing that, even though I know it's bad on some level. But I don't let her overindulge. But and unfortunately, when I went, I made them at my mother's house because we were over there, and the only package of cookies she had was like my all-time favorite, and I was like, this is just wonderful. But I would do anything for my 3-year-old, and so we went through it, and I survived, and it was just, you know, a second where I'm just like, this kind of sucks, but I know it's worth it. We had Christmas dinner over at my mother's, and like I said, the night before we were there, and I opened her refrigerator, and all I could smell was Krogan bologna. And I don't know if everybody knows what that is, but it's delicious in my book anyway. And I knew the next day for Christmas, like, that's like one of the finger foods that everybody devours. Like, threatened my husband, I'm like, I'm gonna want to slap it out of your mouth and eat the damn thing. But then the day of, I was fine. But I also feel it's maybe just important to kind of put your feelings out there so that other people know how you feel. Like, I'm not gonna stop any of my family from eating or enjoying the foods that they do, but yeah, I really wanted some Krogan bologna because that smelled so good. But I guess maybe it's a sense of protein. I haven't checked the nutritional value on it, so maybe in the future I can have myself some croquant bologna. And I think with like all of that, like with some of the Christmas traditions and the foods and the things, that after it was all said and done, a part of me was hoping at some point I would have a sense of normalcy. I mean, obviously I know it's not this year. It's going to be a while before I can even eat regular foods. But that next year, not that I want to overeat or stuff myself or eat all the bad foods, but just know that I could have a nibble of this and a nibble of that and still be okay, because I don't know what that's going to look like for me. But just hoping that on some level, it's a good balance. 'Cause, you know, and I have the RNY, and so my mother is such a baker, and she loves to cook, and she makes all these little different treats, like the, I don't know, we call them Buckeyes, but they're, you know, with the peanut butter in the middle and the chocolate on the outside, and she makes chocolate covered strawberries, and she makes haystacks, which are like chow mein and like butterscotch over top of it with like marshmallows in it, and like all those stuff are things that I love. And I understand, you know, that I don't want to partake in all that stuff next year, but like, can I have one piece of something? Can I have a half a piece of something? Can I nibble on something? Or am I gonna get sick? It's all the what ifs. Not like regretting anything, but just like, what is, now that I've done this major thing to my body, what, you know, is Christmas dinner gonna look like for me? And I guess nobody can answer that. It's just going to be what it is until the time comes and I learn what my body wants to accept and what it doesn't. And the fact that I'm having those thoughts also makes me that much more glad that I got the RNY, because in a sense, I want dumping. I know that it's like a horrible feeling, and I obviously haven't been there yet, and it's nothing comfortable, but I want it just as another consequence so that I don't do the naughty things that sometimes I think about doing. And last but not least, I think it's just, you know, and talk a little bit about like support from your, you know, your support network, be it friends or family. And yes, I said this on my last video, but my best friend got this surgery done with me the same day, same doctor, same hospital, everything. And my mother, I mean, she's near and dear to my heart, but sometimes she just says things that it's just like, really? And she's like, oh, I saw, you know, your friend at the store, and she looks like so much better than what you do. You know, you just look so tired, and she was just walking around the store so happy with a smile on her face and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, thanks, Mom, for kind of nicely trying to tell me that maybe I look like shit. I didn't feel like I looked like shit, but I guess so. Oh, excuse my language. I cuss, and I apologize for that. I will try to control myself on these videos. If not, just take it as it is, please. But I was like, thanks, Mom. And I think she totally supports me through this process. And I don't know, until I, you know, told my friend about this conversation or short little comment, I guess. And she's like, your mom needs to clean her glasses, because my hair was up, I was wearing no makeup, I was wearing my husband's t-shirt. Excuse me. She's like, I'm exhausted. And so I guess that made me feel a little better. I don't know. And I guess whatever. Am I like 100% my normal self? No. So maybe she's just waiting for that person and that energy to come back. But overall, my Christmas was fantastic. My family had a wonderful time. My first week post-op has been great. Been keeping up with my vitamins, my medications, my fluid intake. I've been doing pretty well with that. The doctor does suggest maybe some protein shakes, but the ones he suggests, it just tastes horrible. And my doctor's not pro protein shakes, and so I just have kind of not had any the past couple days, but just makes me more and more want to get to Monday so I can do some soft foods and get some nutrition. But all in all, week 1 went great. I hope you guys all had a fantastic Christmas, and I will see you next week. Bye.